I was just minding my own business, sipping my coffee, when curiosity got the best of me. I hadn't thought about my ex in a while, not since the breakup almost 2 years ago. But something made me wonder, what's he up to these days? Maybe he's doing well, has a new hobby, or is traveling, or doing something unexpected. We're not on speaking terms, so I figured I'd just take a peek at his social media, see if he's happy and living his best life. I didn't have any intentions of reconnecting or stirring up old feelings. It was just one of those harmless, passing thoughts. You know how sometimes you end up on a random profile or reading an article you had zero plans to find in the first place? It was exactly like that. Then, I stumbled across something that I wish I hadn't. There he was, sharing these long posts on a platform we both use stuff that felt uncomfortably close to home. As I read, I started realizing these weren't just casual updates. They were long, detailed, and almost like some kind of twisted storytelling session. And I was a main character. In fact, I was the main character, and not in a flattering way. He went on, spinning this narrative that made me sound like some sort of terrible person. According to him, I'd been unreasonable, cold-hearted, or not as invested. He took random pieces of our past and completely twisted them, even throwing in things I'd never actually done or said. At first, I was in shock. Then, I just felt angry. The more I read, the more ridiculous it became. He'd even roped one of my parents into it. He claimed he had talked to them, and that they'd confirmed certain things about me. So, obviously, I had to get to the bottom of that. I called my parents right away. They listened, confused at first, and then furious when I told them everything. Apparently, they hadn't spoken to him in a long time, longer than I even know what. They were just as upset as I was, assuring me that he had absolutely no right to involve them. The whole situation felt so bizarre. Here I was, randomly checking in to see how he was doing, and instead I'm uncovering this strange narrative that feels like something out of a soap opera. And he was clearly keeping it up, as if it were the truth, happily sharing his side with anyone who'd listen, painting himself as the misunderstood hero of the story. Part of me wanted to respond, to set the record straight, to leave a scathing comment correcting all his fabrications. But I realized that this wasn't worth dragging myself into publicly, and I didn't want to get tangled in some messy back and forth that would probably just feed his need for drama. Instead, I reminded myself that I'm beyond this. I don't need to get the last word, but I do want him to know he has to leave me and my family out of it. It's amazing to think about how much people can change, or maybe how much they reveal their true colors when things don't go their way. In the end, I know that I'm okay without his validation, and I hope that, someday, he lets go of whatever's driving him to twist our past like this. And you know what? Maybe this all happened for a reason. It was like one last reminder of why things ended the way they did. I can close this chapter satisfied that I don't need his version of events to define who I am.